Hello, and welcome back to episode 190. Sorry, that was almost a darts in joke. Not a lot's happened, as always. I have been ignored again by the Housing Ombudsman and by Waltham Forest Council. And the irony of ironies, he says, bringing up a clip, this is a Facebook post that it's a response to my response to their post about going and get your COVID-19 jabs. Basically, they said, everyone's entitled. We've got all these facilities open. And I put down, and housebound residents are ignored by NHS. In fact, we seem to be ignored by everyone, including the council. And the council responded. This is the first communication I've had from the council since June the 14th. Hi, Billy. Sorry to hear that. What is it you need help with? And my response to the council is, you mean apart from the council treat me like a criminal or not respecting mentally disabled people? I look forward to see what they say tomorrow in regards to that. They'll probably ignore me again. It would be nice if this actually got some action taken, because they owe me repairs, they owe me money. It's about time they shifted the bed and paid me compensation for not taking it for 4 months, because I've had to live with it affecting my mental health for 4 months now. Thank you, Waltham Forest Council. And they call me derogatory. They put me on a single point of contact without putting it down on paper, so when the Housing Ombudsman query it, they can send all the information about them sending me an email saying we've stopped the single point of contact, which they hadn't officially given me anyway, because I hadn't gone through the policy. Is anyone understanding that they're not actually doing things right? And so if they're not doing it right and they're not following the rules, they never really put me on a single point of contact. They tried to put me on a single point of contact, but they failed. And they failed again. So 2 or 3 times they've failed. And so instead of going through the paperwork, they're doing it verbally. And I'm still waiting for the Housing Ombudsman to call me back. Over 4 weeks now. This is the 5th week I've been waiting for the Housing Ombudsman to call me back. The Housing Ombudsman. I really don't know. I mean, look at that post. Seriously. Look what it says. It is just not right. Oh, really, Billy? I'm sorry to hear about it. What do you want help with? Well, a bit of respect for disabled people would, be all right. Deciding who you're going to sack in housing for mistreating me for over 2 years. Someone needs to be sacked. Someone senior needs to be sacked to set an example. I've had nothing from Waltham Forest Council for 2.5 years apart from threats and anxiety. And lies. I must keep saying they're lying, because on paperwork they say one thing, but when you get them in person and you talk to them on the phone, they'll say, oh yes, we have to put that down in writing, Mr. Gibbons. Oh yes, but when you put it down in writing, you have to carry it out as well. I'm sorry about that, but that's what writing is. It's a form of contract. You don't get it. You put things down in writing, it's a legally binding contract between you and the person you're writing to. Do you not understand this, Waltham Forest Council? I'm sure Mark Hines would understand it. Isn't a senior bunch of solicitors. And yet he still got it wrong last year about, oh yes, they're applying the policy towards you in an appropriate manner, Mr. Gibbons. Really? Well, how comes the Housing Ombudsman didn't agree with you, Mark? Oh, look, I've named someone in the council again. Who cares? If the council have got a problem, they know where I live, they know my number, they can call me. I'm not reading any emails, because most of them I've been getting from the council have been threatening and abusive, so I'm not reading any emails. You want to talk to me, you pick the phone up and talk to me like a normal human. I don't know whether the people in the council know what a normal human are supposed to be treated like, but we have rights. I've got disabled rights under the Equality Act. I've also got human rights and the rights of every citizen in this country. I mean, it's not good enough the NHS ignores me and my doctors ignore me. I've been waiting for a call back from the NHS for over 5 weeks now. They called me to say they called me to book an appointment for an NHS COVID jab. And then they found they hadn't got any appointments for the following week, and they will call me back next week. That was 4 weeks ago now. There's no one actually do their job properly in this country anymore. I've got NHS people online giving up and not being bothered. None of my counsellors are talking to me. Don't know why. They won't explain it. They'll accuse me of stalking them with no evidence, and yet they won't explain themselves to me because they don't have to, according to Mark Hines. My MP refuses to talk to me. He has refused to talk to me since I've been here for 3 years. And I mean talk, not send me letters or emails or send stuff on behalf of me and not tell me about it. Mr. Duncan Smith, apparently that's what you were doing last year. Would have been nice to copy me in. But no, you've got no sense of customer service whatsoever, have you, Mr. Duncan Smith? Oh yes, I'm not from the right school. Oh yes, I'm not from the right league for you, am I, Mr. Duncan Smith? Unfortunately, you are my MP and you are supposed to represent me. Not choosing who to represent based on their bank balance or background or what public school they didn't go to. You are supposed to represent all your constituents, Mr. Duncan Smith. And that means picking the phone up on a non-private number and talking to them occasionally. I've even sent a request for a Zoom meeting with Mr. Duncan Smith, and that's been ignored. That was months ago, 5-6 months ago. Ignored because I'm not from the right public school or I've not got the right amount of money in my bank. I'm sorry, you take your constituency for all its constituents. You don't represent those that you like. You're supposed to represent all your constituents, Mr. Duncan Smith. Yes, Ian Duncan Smith, if anyone is a bit confused by it. I don't know. It's not good. My sleep is all over the place. Currently, I've lost count of how much money the council owes me. £1,600, I don't know. £350 of that is compensation, which they're supposed to have paid me by the end of May. Well, June the 2nd or 3rd, technically. And that was months ago now, which they haven't paid me. And they're supposed to have apologised to me, which they haven't done. And the Housing Ombudsman are supposed to be looking into this, which they haven't done, as far as I know, because no one's picked the phone up in 7 weeks. 7 weeks? I spent 3 weeks waiting for a phone call I was told was going to happen, which they had no record of after 3 weeks. So then they put me on another 2-day callback, and that was 4 weeks ago. 4.5 weeks ago now. So I've been waiting in total 7 weeks for the Housing Ombudsman to call me. I think I'm owed compensation by them as well. I am slowly going mad here. I've got nothing to live for, nothing to wake up for. All I've got to do is look after my cats. If it weren't for them, I would not even be able to get out of bed. All you people that say you care, especially the elected ones, we chose you. And you choose who you're going to help. Well, that's discrimination for a start. It could be classed as discrimination under the Equality Act because you're discriminating against disabled people, in my case. So all you councillors and all you MPs out there, that think they can just pick and choose. No, you can't. Because you are breaking the law. You have a duty under Section 149 of the 2010 Equality Act to assist without bias or favouritism people with protected characteristics under the Act. You are public servants. You are not private companies. You are not private people. You are elected and paid for through the public purse. You are public servants. And without communicating with disabled residents, all disabled residents, you are breaking the law. Think about that. Anyway, how long have we been going? 11 minutes. I think I'll end it there. I've had my rant for the day. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, belated happy birthday to my mum. It would have been her birthday yesterday. But unfortunately, she died in 1970s when I was only 6. So I don't really know who my mum was. Thank you for watching.